Hey guys, this is Pets for Life here with the first part of the Budgie Care video edition. Right now I'm going to talk about what you want to put in your cage, how you want to set it up, what supplies you're going to need, and of course where you want to put the cage itself. I have a medium-sized brand Vision cage, and the reason I really like it is because it comes with this plastic cover on the bottom, and it just helps keep all the food and bedding from flying out of the cage. When you're finding a place to put your cage, you want to make sure that it's generally high up so that the birds feel more secure. And you want to make sure that it's in a place where it doesn't have direct sunlight, but it still has a good source of that natural light. So I keep my birds mounted right there with those two hooks. And the reason I do that is because we have 3 cats in our house. So those keeping it that high up will keep the cats from getting to them. And, you know, it won't stress out the birds. So you also want to make sure you put it in a place where your family passes by a lot. You don't want to put it in a place that's too crowded, because that will get frustrating for them because they do want some privacy. But you want to make sure that they're in a place where your family will pass by and will talk to them and will pay attention to them, because they are very social creatures. So right now I'm going to talk about perches. I would recommend at least 3 different types of perches. And when you're putting them in your cage, you want to make sure that they're not all on the same level. So here I have one that's kind of in the middle of the cage, this one is a bit lower, and this one is quite high up. And then I have this rope that kind of goes to all different levels. You want to give them different widths and sizes of the perch because it will exercise their feet. This right here is a nice long perch made out of natural wood, and it just screws onto the side of the cage. This long rope, you can find it almost any pet stores, and they come in all different types of sizes. And you just screw them into the size of the cage as well. And I like the rope because you can get it to different sizes, and it can go across the whole cage. Then I have this nice sand perch here. As you can see, it's a different shape. And the sand perch will help them keep their nails at a good natural length because it will file down their nails when they're sitting on it. And then lastly, I have this nice thick grape wood perch that is similar to this one. It screws into the side of the cage, and it's high up and small, so that's normally where they will sit together. When you're putting your perches, such as the sand perch, you want to make sure that they go on it. So I put it in front of my water tin because then I know that they'll go on it, and then I know for sure that their nails will get filed down at some level. Some other things that you want to put in your cage are, of course, the food containers. I have a food container where I put the seeds and just the normal food mix, and then I have the container where I put the grit and the gravel in. Another thing that I have in my cage is this breeding box. Now obviously you will not get a breeding box unless you have a bonded pair of budgies like I do. So when you're getting your budgies, obviously you will not put this in right away. Once you see that they have bonded, then you may put it in. Then I have, of course, a cuddle bone, which just keeps their beaks nice and short, keeps them active. And I have a nice little water container. So that's basically all you need to know about how to set up your cage. There is a couple other things, actually. Toys. If you have one budgie, I would recommend getting at least 2 different types of toys to keep them amused. If you have 2 budgies, I don't think toys are very necessary, just because they have each other to keep them company, and, you know, toys will just take up a lot of room in the cage. But if you want to put it in, that is totally up to you. Just make sure that there's lots of flying room for them, and that it isn't crowding up their cage. So yeah, there we go. Now that's basically all you need to know about what you need to get for your budgies.